how the apologetics works, right? So the apologetics is trying to get to this ridiculous version, but you dig down into what the Greek actually says, and you get to the bottom, and it's not that, right? And the ridiculous version is that Paul in Romans 1 verse 3 says that Jesus descended from David, right? So that would be if he said that, like descended from David, like Ignatius does, by the way. And I point out that's a difference. David, if Paul had said that using the exact same words as Ignatius, it wouldn't be a slam dunk, it wouldn't be a smoking
It
gun,
would help.
but it would definitely up the probability of the historicity of Jesus, no doubt. He says specifically made from the sperm of David. Well, that's a really weird phrase. Why is Paul again corrupting the idiom? Why is he changing it? And he's changing it with this exact same word that he corrupted the idiom of born of a woman, and the exact same word that shows up in Philippians 2, and the exact same word that shows up in the construction of Adam's body, and the exact same word that comes in the construction of our resurrection body.
This is important because I've come across people who try to mock your hypothesis. Um, they'll talk about cosmic sperm bank, ha ha ha, right?
They're not possibilities I just made up. I actually have evidence that these possibilities were live options at the time. And we already have one in Galatians 3 where it's seed of Abraham. Like, if you can be seed of Abraham without biology, then so could Jesus be seed of David without biology. Biology is not being implicated here, right? It's like it's some sort of divine fiat is happening. It's important to note, contrary to what Christian apologists say, both the genealogies, Matthew and Luke, both deny that the seed of David went from Joseph into Mary.
Got
So how was Jesus the seed of
it.
David?
Miracle.
Right, exactly. So this is the thing is like, now let's get like they always try to get into the mind of Paul. Well, how could he say seed of David and not think descendants? And I said, well, how could the gospel authors think seed of David and literally explicitly deny descendants? What are they doing? Like, how do they think he's the seed of David then? Like, what's the magic here, right?
No,
If Joseph can do it, God can do it, right? That's a form of making someone, you're just declaring it, you're making them,
got it.
therefore made from the sperm of David. Yes, the allegorical model is totally plausible, and I talk about this in the book. In the wording of Romans 1:3, very clearly referring to this prophecy, and it's one of the few prophecies in the Old Testament that is not interpreted to be about the Messiah, it is explicitly about the Messiah. So they have to fit this prophecy. It is not optional, right? So if Paul believed that Jesus was the Messiah, and he does, he would have to believe, and the same for Peter and everyone else, they would have to believe that he fulfilled this prophecy, which is in 2 Samuel, and it's Nathan issues a prophecy about the seed of David. If you look at the wording of the original prophecy, it says that the seed that comes directly from the belly of David would sit on an eternal throne. That seed, through the descendants of Solomon, would last forever, that the throne would last forever. But we know it didn't, right? There was still those centuries in between when the throne was gone. So the throne did not sit eternally. So how can that prophecy is plainly falsified, right? Like your Messiah, it's gone. You have no Messiah anymore. There's no way you can get your Messiah to fit this. Point being is that you can't scoff at a ridiculous theory because they're full of ridiculous theories. Like, and this is a perfect example where we have concrete evidence that they did this. They really did come up with this ridiculous theory to get the prophecy to be true.